Hey guys, t-hoff. I want to do just a simple introduction tutorial to the Freelap system. So let's just take a look at what you're going to get when you order the Freelap system. You're going to get what's called the transmitter, and you're going to get a watch that works with the transmitter. The transmitter sends a magnetic field around the transmitter, and the watch acts as a receiver. And the receiver, when it goes through the magnetic field, is triggered. So you're going to get two if you order the junior package, and they come with little base stations, and you want to make sure that you don't put it in right side up like you see the track and field people. For BMX, it needs to be laid down flat, and they pop in like this. Pretty much the signal is transmitted, like I said, in a circular motion, and then you have a watch, and we put the watch on the bike, on the stem, because that seems to be one of the best spots for a location that's centered in the middle of the bike, and it's not too far to the inside, it's not too far to the outside if you were to put it on the handlebar. And Austin's going to put it up to the watch. When you pass through the field, it goes off. It starts a time, and then when you pass through it again, it stops. And you get a total time. So for me and Austin, we've got 3 of the TX Juniors instead of 2 because we want to keep track of the acceleration times in 30 feet. That's one of the most important things in BMX is how well are you accelerating. Just going point A to point B, you'll get some gains and increased times, and you'll know you're getting faster, but if you're marking your 30-foot split time, then you're knowing how much better your acceleration is getting and your top end. So it doesn't. You can buy as many of these as you want, and you can go through, and the watch will give you a lap time for each one that you went through. So we're going to go out into the street and kind of show you how we would set it up for a BMX sprint. Okay, so now let's take a look at how we have everything set up in the field. We have our start position over here, 30 foot right here, and a full 6 revolutions down at the end. The flags don't come with the system. I just went to Lowe's and picked up the flags. They're just irrigation flags, and they fit right in between the base station. We don't want anybody running over our stuff, so we just threw those little flags in there. It's a great idea, and it's already worked today during our sprint session. So, golden idea for $4. When you set up the device, if you take a look at the transmitter is going to beam a circle that is outside of where the transmitter lays. So this is our 30-foot line. Obviously the transmitter doesn't line up straight with our finish line. When we first started playing with it, we were noting where the transmitter was marked and it hit the finish line, but we learned that the mark for the transmitter is going to change each time, but what you don't want to change is the distances. So we've marked the distance and we know where we're at, and we've created a box where we know we want to be inside when we're sprinting. And as long as you're traveling within 10 meters per second, you can be about 6 inches off of your mark and still get a time that's accurate within 2/100ths of a second. So you don't have to worry about being in an exact spot. As long as you're traveling at a certain rate of speed, the time is going to be accurate within 2/100ths of a second, and that's pretty dang close. So here's just like a rule of thumb in setting up the Freelap to figure out where you want it to start and stop at. Me and Austin, like I said, we put the watch on the stem, and a rule of thumb for us in finding where we want it, the watch to go off when it goes through the field is the axles. So we're going to walk the bike up if you're setting it up, and you're going to play with the transmitter. Austin, come in close to the watch, and we want the watch to trigger right when the axle hits the line. Remember what I was saying though, it's not important that you come out here and it go off right when it crosses the line. As long as you're within 6 inches and you're traveling 10 meters per second, you're going to get an accuracy of 2/100ths of a second. And if you're going faster than that, you're going to get into the accuracy even closer than 2/100ths of a second, and then the distance will actually increase. So that's kind of how you're going to set it up. You're going to fiddle with the transmitter to make sure that when your axles cross the line, the watch is triggered. So we're going to go over a sample sprint of Austin coming out of a gate, doing a sprint and getting times, and see how the watch works and how the watch gives us times. So taking a look at the display of Austin's sprint, it gives us a total time of 3.27 seconds. We can click up and get his first split time to the 30 foot. That was 1.56 seconds, and the time it took to get from the 30 foot to the end of the 6 revolutions is 1.71 seconds. And like I said, it gives us a total of 3.27 seconds. So there's a pretty simple tutorial on how to set up the Freelap system when you receive it. You see how myself and Austin Hyatt are using it. You can take the things that we're doing and kind of create your own system, but the most important thing to remember is your distances need to be equal if you want consistent times. So if you're trying to get a 30-foot time, it needs to be 30 foot in all of your marks in different places that you go if you want the Freelap system to give you an accurate time. So something simple for the parents out there that have kids that are trying to figure out what gear works, the Freelap will do it for you. Put the watch on the bike, run them through a certain distance. The time's not going to lie. It's going to tell you right away what gear is working best for your son or daughter, and that seems to be the most important thing for the youngsters out there. For the guys that are more advanced like us, we're going to want to keep track of 30-foot times and all of our sprint times to see if our training is trending in the proper direction. So we hope you have fun with the system when you get it. You can always ask questions to Chris, the guy that's distributing them here in North America. The guy would love to answer any questions, and we hope you like the product.